going to tackle something with prosperity today. Prosperity, what it is and what it's not, what it encompasses is quite broad and can encompass finances, but not alone. So a person can be prospering, according to the Bible, when they lose a job. A person can be prospering when things seem to be going backwards, but actually they're getting traction and going forward. Let's look at the word prosperity from the Hebrew. It is, in most places, it's not a noun, but it's a verb, which is interesting. The Hebrew word itself can be translated prosper, and in the Bible, it has several different meanings. One of them, break out, be profitable, cause to affect, make to send. Kind of like in Joshua, going forward, taking the territory. It's the purposes of which God has called you to. It may not be that you become a multimillionaire or that you make a bunch of money in stocks, because that may not be the place that God is calling you to. It doesn't mean lack, but it isn't monetary only. It covers that, obviously, in the Hebrew, but it's not the American concept of prosperity. A person can be prospering and not everything always falling in place the way they would want it to. Literally, from the Hebrew, in business, it can mean to push forward. But also, this can be in the spiritual realm, to push forward no matter the circumstances. That's actually the definition of prosperity. It can also mean to live long and have prosperity. The Hebrew word also can be translated. Okay, these are some of the meanings here. Good success and to act with insight and wisdom. I like that one the best. That the actual biblical prosperity is to have good success and to act with wisdom and insight. That's pretty powerful. I think we all could use that. Some of the other meanings for the word prosper from the Hebrew is rush, going forward, blossoming, blossoms. Actually, I'm looking out of context. Blossom, okay, blossoms. So it's something breaking forth, a time and a season of life, flourishing, flowering, prosperity. So this is the term for prosperity from the Old Testament, and prosper, basically the same. The Greek word from the New Testament, coming from what John says, and John says he prays, and that's literally, he's not wishing, and we're not into luck or to wishes like in witchcraft. He's literally speaking in prayer here. And he says, I pray above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. So there is the prosperity of the soul, okay, the prosperity of health, and there's the financial prosperity. And here, definitely, he is speaking of that here. But it's not the only form of prosperity either in the Greek that he's addressing. But he's covered three different dimensions here. And here, from the Greek, literally what its meaning is to have a successful journey. And that's actually the same meaning as the Hebrew. And I didn't write the notes on that because I remember that. It also means in the Hebrew, it means to have a successful journey, a successful transition, a successful journey through life. It can also mean to help on the road. Wow. You feel like you need help on the road? That's biblical prosperity. Help on the road. To succeed in reaching or succeed in business affairs. These are actual definitions from the Greek. So prosperity doesn't mean you won't lose a job or that you'll always have the money to pay a bill on time. Not necessarily. Prosperity is that God will provide for you. He'll meet your needs. That's a part of the covenant in the Old and the New Testament. My God shall supply all your needs. But sometimes you paying for your your satellite is not actually in need. And sometimes you paying for your Corvette that you shouldn't have bought in the first place, never had one, was not actually in need. And so prosperity cannot be just assigned to finances. I know in America it is. I don't believe that that's prosperity, but I do believe in biblical prosperity, which is God's supernatural breakthrough, influence, favor, helping you on your journey, keeping you on the path, pushing you forward, possessing what he's called you for. So it really has to do with Isaiah 11:29. I know my plans for you, saith the Lord, plans of good. It's prosperity, not of evil. That's not God's will. But to give you a good future and an established place. So God has good plans for us. And that's what prosperity is. That is a biblical definition of prosperity. Shalom.